we're now going to add fractions where the denominators are not the same. As we said before, you can't add fractions together until their denominators are the same. So we've got to turn 9 and 4 into the same number. In other words, we get the lowest common multiple of 9 and 4, the smallest number that they go into. So the smallest number that 9 and 4 both go into is going to be 36. So we're going to make both denominators 36. So let's take our first fraction, 2/9. We want to turn 9 into 36. So we have to multiply 9 by 4. But whatever we multiply the denominator by, we've got to do the same to the numerator. We have to multiply it by 4 as well. So we're going to have 2 multiplied by 4 gives us 8/36. So we found an equivalent fraction to 2/9, 8/36. We're now going to take our other fraction, 3/4. And again, we want to turn this 4, this denominator of 4, into 36. So in order to do that, we'll have to multiply 4 by 9. And we have to do exactly the same thing to the numerator. So we're going to have 3 multiplied by 9 is going to give us 27. Okay. Now we have 2 equivalent fractions with a denominator of 36. So we're now going to add the equivalent fractions. So we now have 8/36 plus 27/36. Okay, so you're adding the equivalent fractions, not the original ones, because you had to make the denominators both the same. So now we're adding the equivalent ones. So the method is the same as before. Once the denominators are the same, then that will be the same as the denominator in our answer. So our denominator in our answer is going to be 36. And then the numerator in our answer is found by adding the 2 separate numerators. So 8 plus 27 is going to give us 35. Now, again, we have our answer. Check that it's fully cancelled. So the largest number that goes into 35 and 36 is just 1, so it's fully cancelled. And it's also just a proper fraction. Proper meaning the numerator is smaller than the denominator, so we can't change it into a mixed fraction or anything like that. So that's our answer for part A. Part B, we want to add 1/5 and 3/10. Now again, we can't add the 2 fractions together at the minute because their denominators are not the same. So we have to turn 5 and 10 into the same number. So let's get the lowest common multiple of 5 and 10. So the smallest number that 5 and 10 both go into is 10. So we're going to make both denominators 10. So let's go to the first fraction. Let's take 1/5. We're going to make its denominator into 10. So in order for that to happen, we've got to multiply 5 by 2. And we've therefore got to multiply the numerator by the same value. So 1 multiplied by 2 is just 2. So we've got 2/10. Okay. The other fraction, the denominator already is 10. So that's good news. We don't have to do anything to it. So we're now going to add the fractions which both have the denominator of 10. So we now have 2/10 plus 3/10. Now we're allowed to add the fractions. Their denominators are the same. So that means the denominator in our answer will also be 10. The numerator in our answer is found by adding the two separate numerators. 2 plus 3 will give us 5. So at the minute our answer is 5/10, but if we take a closer look, it can be cancelled. The largest number that goes into 5 and 10 is 5. So divide both by 5, we get 1, and we get 2. So our final answer is just 1/2. And again, it's a proper fraction. The numerator is smaller than the denominator, so you therefore can't turn it into a mixed fraction.